Hello Ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games. Welcome to a special access show taking a look at Battlefield V. This was announced today, announcement teaser trailer showing the CGI trailer kind of thing with loads of details about it. They've got all sorts of good stuff going on. We know so much. I'm going to be giving you the lowdown on customization, I'm going to be giving you the lowdown on the season pass information or lack of a season pass and their style or their take on Battle Royale. Yes, there is a type of Battle Royale in this game, I kid you not. It's all here, it's all coming. It's Battlefield V information. Let's go. Okay, kicking off with the most vital information. There is going to be a campaign mode. There is going to be war stories again where you take on these characters and you become these characters for telling what happens in these different locations throughout World War II. From North African deserts to the Norwegian resistance, you'll be taking control of these characters and bringing to life their little stories, events of what happened in World War II. But you won't be doing that alone. And making the first return since Battlefield 3 is co-op mode. You will be able to complete these war stories with a friend in actual full co-op. I don't know how many players it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be more than just 2, but who knows? We'll have to see. More details are going to be revealed on June the 9th at E3, so expect a bunch of stuff when that kicks off in a couple of weeks' time. But that's what's expected to happen. There is going to be a co-op mode in the game too. A new feature for it as well is Fortifications. It's pretty much like a horde mode from like Gears of War. You're going to be able to set sandbanks around. You're going to be able to put barbed wire fences, fortifications around capture points in most game modes like that. So you'll be able to just fortify an area and make it harder for the enemies to retake that capture point. Don't know how big or involved that's going to be, and I don't know what kind of system it will use. Whether or not you'll just have pre-packed stuff. Maybe you'll get more resources as you progress through the match and take kills, or maybe it's a points basis that you can upgrade and unlock certain resources to build defences. Not too much more was revealed, but this is where it's going with it. You're going to be able to do these fortifications and put them up and around capture points. So that's a brand new feature to the game. Every player will be able to use it. It will become in the form of a toolkit. So gone is like a gas mask. Every single player is going to start with a toolkit, and it'll be something that you can all do no matter what class you are. So what about actual gameplay? Well, the multiplayer gameplay itself has got grand operations. This is going to be a variation. Instead of it just being a long playlist that might affect the outcome and you get to change history about what would have happened in that battle, they're going to be much more dynamic. It will be set over different days, so it'll be 4 days of a battle, and it may be across different time zones and different maps obviously. Depending on how well you do in each round, you may or may not experience the Battle Royale mode. I did tell you guys it's not clickbait. It's called Last Man Standing. It's literally going to be a Battle Royale style mode that only happens if you're at a stalemate. So during them 3 days of combat, if it gets to that point where it's still a draw, then it's going to take over into this Last Man Standing. And in this game mode, you'll only have one clip, it'll only be one life, and whoever is the last person standing wins the match. So that's pretty unique concept. Obviously, it's not going to be the Battle Royale that you might have expected with 100 players and all on just one big map dropping in from out of nowhere. It's going to be a build up, and it's going to be this sort of not rewards, but this only limited game modes that will happen if you take part in these big long conquests. I'm sure they may add something like that separate to it in the future, and maybe if the feedback is that strong that that's one of the biggest part of the games. But we've known about them working on some sort of Battle Royale mode. Call of Duty's doing it, every game is doing it pretty much that's out there. If you're a first person shooter game or just a shooter, you want to get that into your game, whether you like it or not. This, I think, is a smart way to do it. It's not going to upset anything. It's not going to be ridiculous having 100 players. Although, quite frankly, I think, if anything, you could definitely do a Battle Royale mode in Battlefield V. That is definitely something that could be working out. Putting it on a proper big, huge battlefield and just expecting everyone just to survive on their own. But it kind of does make sense. You will literally only experience this if it's a tiebreak at the end of this expanded grand operations. Also announced was a new game mode called Airborne. Now, they haven't really said too much about what Airborne means, but could it be a way for them to implement the Last Man Standing in a bigger match on its own? Imagine all dropping out of airplanes just like the World War II landings happened, and then it's a case of playing a Battle Royale mode? Who knows? We'll get more information when it comes around. On top of that information, there is going to be no premium pass. There will be no paying for maps or game modes. The future of Battlefield V relies on the developers putting in this content for free. You will not buy anything like that. Instead, they are going to have a season, very much like Fortnite, where it will be called the Tides of War. And during these Tides of War, it will be a case of being able to unlock certain things by ranking up and getting certain levels. So you can bet they're going to fill that with microtransactions, ways to boost it. Maybe it'll be a season pass that unlocks certain things quicker, just like it does in Fortnite, or exclusives. They have said it's not pay to win. Obviously, they've got a huge backlash from Battlefront, and maybe the best thing about Battlefront is the fact that it is free DLC in terms of the maps and the content. So definitely taking a leaf out of the Battlefront series and giving players the maps. It's big criticism of Battlefield. It just doesn't seem to have the player base to keep it going for a period long time, and that lots of people sit and waiting and waiting for the maps to fill up because not everyone owns the DLC. Call of Duty doesn't seem to have that problem because it is much more popular. However, why can't Call of Duty do the same thing? Maybe this will spark something where we always get free maps from now on, and we always get free game modes, and they just charge us for cosmetics. I can live with that. Now hold up, it doesn't mean EA is going to suddenly become the best gaming company in the world. Of course they're going to incentivize it. Of course they're going to try and work out different ways of getting money. Returning features will be shortcuts. You will be able to upgrade characters or classes, I should say, quicker, just to unlock certain attachments and things like that. But everything's going to be much more customizable. You are going to be able to customize your character with cosmetics in a much more robust way. As you can see from the trailer, it is a bit mad how they're dressed, how some of them look. Very much Braveheart with all the blue. It's a bit crazy. It may really piss people off. I think lots of people like it. I definitely think lots of people will be pissed off by it. Running around with people, just crazy hair and crazy colours. Does it sit well with the Battlefield series, with a supposedly historically accurate game? You've already seen from the trailer that the main character, the woman, has got a prosthetic arm. Was that really happening? Was that something that you could really base a character on in a computer game as well? Who knows? So expect to be customizing your prosthetic arm with the Tides of War, ranking up and earning stuff. It will have limited time modes, so the Tides of War will run for a certain period of time, and then the next season will start, and it'll be season 2 of the Tides of War with exclusive items that you can only earn or unlock during that period of time. All the usual stuff will be returning in terms of big wide array of World War II weapons, but they're also implementing something called secret weapons. Now this secret weapon sounds like it's going to be very much a case of taking liberties, adding stuff in that maybe is a bit ahead of its time and calling it these secret weapons. Maybe some of it's based on real life, who knows, but expect some bombastic weapons. Maybe we'll start seeing some more sort of realistically modern bazookas that maybe weren't around widely available in World War II, but they'll be part of this secret weapon stuff that's going on. And of course, all the weapons, all the vehicles will be making a return, all that sort of stuff. In terms of classes, all the same classes are returning. They will be making some adjustments though, and you'll be able to level up your class as part of something called the company. Now, I wasn't 100% sure about what the company really is, but it looked like a case of being able to customise your classes, which you'll be able to fully do now. You'll be able to customise your guns with skins, colours, all that kind of normal stuff that's been in lots of other games like Call of Duty, etc. For the first time, you'll be able to do that fully in a Battlefield game. But this company idea where you level up certain characters, I do believe, and then you can call forth from them and bring them with you into battle. It wasn't really clearly labelled exactly how it was, whether it was a case of like it would just be, you know, NPCs that jump in with you. I don't think so. I think it's a case of you choosing what characters you'll bring into that war, and maybe you'll be able to class and level them up more rather than just be choosing some generic character. A bit like save slots, almost like a bit like specialist. I don't want to say it, but almost like an Overwatch style kind of thing where you will level up that particular character. So we'll have to get a bit more information about that, but that's generally what I saw. The company thing as well also involves you being able to call in different types of vehicles and different types of airdrops. You will actually be able to choose what kinds of vehicles will come in as part of maybe like a perk system, or that will just be available in the game. It's up to you to decide. Obviously, this isn't the full reveal. The full reveal will come at E3. This is just ahead of time to get everyone ready and take some thunder away from anything that would be happening at E3 to get everyone prepped and primed. As soon as we get any more information about the company, but from what I understand, it just means that you can customize, you can level up characters, and you've got more choice in terms of what you bring into every single match in terms of like loadouts, as well as bringing in these different types of vehicles for the actual match you're playing in. Now, gameplay wise, there's a lot of being made about traversal. You're going to be moving across the map in lots of different ways. You're going to be able to slip and slide, and you'll be able to move vertically and prone. You'll be able to go backwards, as you can see from this clip here. There's going to be really varied variation. Now, this isn't true gameplay. I really don't think this is. They blended this in the CGI trailer. If this is real gameplay, it would be the most gorgeous looking game I think I've ever seen on a live platform like this, where you're playing something like a multiplayer and it's live action. Absolutely craziness. I really don't think it is a case of this stuff. I think it's just a presentation feel to get you in the mood, in the zone for it. But imagine this, if that happens every time a friend comes and saves you, it would be absolutely crazy. But yeah, traversing around is going to be different. Explosions are going to knock you back, so you're going to have to be careful when that happens as well. And all sorts of things like shrapnel is going to fall a lot more from buildings. You're going to be able to shoot through walls with certain different types of artillery and different types of caliber weapons, making it more realistic that you won't just be able to hide behind a brick wall and not get shot at all. So lots of good stuff coming. Will it help with the Battlefield franchise? Is it going to pick up the pieces that a lot of players felt died out a little bit on Battlefield 1 and just didn't really respond as much to the community feedback? We'll have to wait and see. As a sweetener, these 2 bits of DLC from Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 are free. If you go onto the website, you'll be able to unlock them supposedly. And some quick dates for you. You're going to be able to play it first when you've got EA access on October 11th. Then when you buy the deluxe edition, October the 16th. And then October the 19th is when it's available for everyone to play. Going head to head, toe to toe with Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They're literally releasing within a few weeks of each other. That is going to be absolutely mental. So it has to be said, I'm not a Battlefield fanboy. In fact, I've not been a first-person shooter fanboy in a while. Last Call of Duty game I was really into was maybe Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, maybe Black Ops 2. But I really enjoyed Battlefield 1 last year when I played it for the first time, and it's something I dip into quite a bit when I'm just having a bit of relaxation time, when I do get that time. So I'm quietly hyped about this. I think it's got some really good stuff in it. It looks pretty impressive as always. These changes with the DLC is amazing. If you can get free maps and free content that doesn't split the player base, I'm all for that. And if it means people want to buy cosmetics, that's great. I do worry the cosmetics are going to make the game seem a bit stupid, but I don't know. Does anyone really buy these games for historical accuracy anymore? I think a lot of that market is probably on PC in specific certain games now. So let me know what you think about Battlefield 5. Is it going to crush it? Is it going to be able to take away some limelight away from Call of Duty Black Ops 4? So I'm quietly hyped. Like I said, I'll be showing and covering this a lot. The next reveal is going to be June the 9th when they're going to be showing multiplayer for the first time. I'll do another video then talking through it, and I will cover this for the next few months. You know, my channel is about early access games mostly, independent, smaller games, survival games, but I do like first person shooters. I haven't really got into one for a while now. I think Titanfall was the last real great one that I really enjoyed. And I really think I want to get into something like this again. Destiny 2 was awful, so I really want a nice brand new shooter this year to really get me into its hooks. Maybe Battlefield V is going to do that. Let me know in the comment section what you think about all that stuff. If I've got anything slightly wrong, apologies. Like I said, I'm not a fanboy for this series, but I definitely want to give some news because I know lots of you ratbags really like this game, as well as play all the other survival games and other stuff that I cover. I am Jade Plays Games. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. To make sure you've got notifications turned on. You've liked the video. Let me know any feedback, and I'll see you very soon for another Battlefield video.